It's Coach K's Quick Game Passing Channel. Glad you're here. Today's episode 2, and we're going to talk about a twist to the stick concept, something that's been a part of many football offenses for quite a while now. And if you are throwing the ball at all, you need to have the stick concept in your playbook. And in the last year or so, some coaches, including our guys on our staff, have used what we call the stick wheel concept. And I'll get into that here in just 1 minute. So let's go to the stick wheel concept. Hey, coaches, as you look at the screen, you probably will notice that you see the regular classic stick concept out of trips. It's a great play. We still have it in our playbook. You can tag an RPO very easily, run some inside zone, run a little, if you want to try some one back power, there's some things you can do there. So there's definitely, this is not a bad play. And it's not a play that we still don't run. But what we've seen some coaches do and what we've started to work on some is adding a wheel to it. And really what you get now is you get two ideas in one. And you still have your stick, your X and your H are still running the stick that they always run. You still have the open window look pre-snap right here. If it's 3rd and 3, you just turn and throw it. But we're adding a fourth receiver into the fold over here to the field side if we choose to run it to the field side. And I'll mention more of that in a minute. But basically, this is 2 plays in one. We tell our quarterback to decide before the snap what he wants to look at. If he looks up and it's very situational, we'll get into in a minute what he may want to choose to look at. But if he just wants to he wants to keep with the regular stick concept, he can just high-low this linebacker right here. This corner is going to be distracted by either following the post or the wheel for a few seconds. We can get our cornerback, our running back on a corner, or we can just hit stick like we want to do, and the play is normal. Perhaps it's a different situation though. It's 2nd and 4, or it's 1st and 10, and we've got some guys that we like to get downfield. We want to take a shot. We can we'll call stick wheel, and we'll want our quarterback to come with this progression right here. We want him to look at the post first, and if we're going to run this guy is going to have some speed, and we're going to see if we can get some leverage on this free safety right here, or the corner. Actually, if the corner goes, we're throwing the wheel. So we're trying to, number one, get this free safety in a bad spot. We don't like it by the time he gets into his post. Then we have a wheel concept, and I like to throw the wheel, whether we can use uncapped and capped, covered, uncovered, open, not open. I like to throw a wheel, even if it doesn't look like it's not wide open, because you've either got a corner who's somewhat off on his footwork, or perhaps a free safety running over. I'm not sure why that would happen, but it could. Just throw the ball. We work on throwing the wheel out here, adjusting our body and going to get it, and making that throw. But we do have a built-in blitz beater. Okay, so if we do get some kind of blitz and we don't have time to throw this, we have our running back out here on a swing route, and it's all taken care of. So, and for the quarterback, as far as his decision goes, again, I think down and distance is really one of the most important factors. And we talk about that before the game. If we call stick wheel, we're wanting you to look at the stick wheel and see if it's there. And if it's probably on 3rd and 4, I'm not calling stick wheel. I'm probably calling just regular stick, or some other concept that's a little quicker and get to the first down markers or sticks. But it's safe in the fact that if you do just get soft coverage and they're looking like it's a cover 4 quarters concept, and then you can go underneath it with the regular high-low or just the open window. But if you do get something you like up here, you've got it. So it's a very simple install, not much to it really. We call it stick wheel. We're a team that goes off wristbands. So it's very easy to put that on there. For the quarterbacks, they carry a little bit more of the load, only in that they have to decide which play, which concept to look at, 1, 2, 3, or just 1, 2. But it's a good addition to your playbook, a nice little tweak that you can do, a little wrinkle. Last thing, coaches, I mentioned at the beginning that, you know, this is a good play to run to the field, but it doesn't have to run to the field. And if you watched episode 1, my covering the spot concept, I mentioned a lot about play calling based on hash marks, and invite you to go back and see that if you haven't. But here, if you want to get in a little bit of a bunch and into a FIB, formation into the boundary type scenario, see what the defense will do. It's nice to have a threat over here where they have to honor that person and maybe use 2 defenders. But if we call this into the boundary, I don't really like the idea of the just regular stick concept. Don't like throwing it to him, where he's really headed out of bounds. And this is a tight window with everybody, all the players in there. Now, if you had a blitz coming or something, you might be able to get that in there. But really, if you throw it into the boundary, you want to hit the post wheel concept. And really, what I would tell my quarterback most of the time is let's throw a kind of it's a throw you got to practice, no doubt. But maybe let's throw a little back shoulder right here. Doesn't have to be a deep ball, but let's get that corner in a bad spot. And let's use the sideline to our advantage and make a safe throw. But this is another wrinkle you can add to it. Again, just run it into the boundary. But I'm going to tell my quarterback that we're looking vertical on this play. We don't really want to. If we call it into the boundary, we don't want to run the regular stick concept. And maybe you get something you like over here, and you don't have to worry about that, and you just check to a easy fade or something else. But this is another way to do it. Something that we've looked at. So thanks for checking in for the stick wheel concept.